This is my granddad's fan, the Emerson fan that he bought around 1920. And it spent the whole life in our family. And I just completely tore it apart and replaced the cords and all of the lube. And this was a very challenging project, simply because of the fact that some of that grease and dirt was so embedded in the finish that it just took hours and hours of polishing. And then I added a few things. I added the pinstripe on the back of the oscillation, a right angle drive, and then I added a little pinstripe on the side of the motor. Also the cord as well. I think the original was twisted pears that came out of the base, but I wanted to match it up with the switch to motor cord, which is basically woven fabric. And so it also has oscillation, full oscillation, and we'll turn it on now and listen to the motor as it spools up. It's pretty cool. Quite hit the switch. Isn't that great? Now with new Ultra Lube, synthetic grease and oil, it will remain like this for hopefully decades. Listen to it purr. The case on that motor is cast iron, as is the base. And this thing weighs a ton. I think it's probably approaching 25 pounds. It is heavy. I also added a little brass finish to the screws, and I exposed a few brass parts that were covered in black on the original fan. So if you look underneath here, you can see the oscillating mechanism as it's driven from the shaft of the motor, because the shaft goes through and links up with the back of the blade. So there it is. Now this fan has got 3 speeds, and on the front here, it's on slow speed right now. We'll crank it up to medium speed. It's so polite about the way it spools up, but it's not straining at all. But it was fun to take the whole thing apart and find out the inner workings of this thing, which are just insane. I mean, it's built for longevity. This is like, well, it's been, 105 years plus since it was built. Yeah, plus, to do the math on it. Anyway, here's full speed. Has great memories too, because I sat in front of this thing as a kid when I had measles, mumps, and chicken pox, and punishing fevers. This really eased the pain. So there it is. This has been a very difficult project. I've restored quite a few things in my lifetime, but this has taken over a month working on it, 4 to 5 hours a day, every day, nonstop. And I could have made it even better if I wanted to, but you got to stop somewhere. I didn't want it to be perfect because then it looks like a reproduction. So there it is, the Emerson fan with the patented Parker fan blades. Now listen to it as it spools down. That is Emerson perfection. Belonged to my grandfather, Fred Norton Gillis. Thanks, Fred.